Carson Williams here, and today we're going to take a look at guitar tapping and how to tap on a guitar. And the exercise I'm going to show you is a beginning exercise, but it's got a really wicked sound to it. And normally you would start with 3-finger tapping. I'm actually going to show you how to do 4-finger tapping. And a lot of people would say that that's way too much to take on in the beginning. I disagree. It depends on the exercise. And the reason this is a good exercise is because it uses a series of hammer-on, pull-off combinations. Again, a lot of people would say that's too much to take on, but the exercise that I've developed uses the hammer-ons and pull-offs and the 4 fingers to tap in such a way that it actually will help you keep a better rhythm and timing. And so, because sometimes 3-finger tapping is really hard to kind of master in the beginning, because it can give you timing issues, and this will give you a really good sound for that kind of approach and keep you on track, especially if you start out slow and take your time to produce each note clearly. So we'll go in for a close look and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so first of all, something that I'd like to say, you can tap with either your index finger or your middle finger, and it really comes down to a preference of what works best for you. Sometimes I like to use my middle finger, sometimes I like to use my index finger. However, I would suggest that sometimes when you do these exercises, you practice tapping with the middle finger and holding a pick at the same time, because eventually you're going to want to be able to go from picking or sweep picking or alternate picking straight into tapping and then back into picking. So it's a good thing to learn that kind of strategy. So for the simplicity's sake of this lesson, we're going to tap with the index finger, because partly is you can kind of position your thumb and your middle finger along the neck and hold your hand steady, and you don't have to grip really hard, it just kind of keeps you balanced. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here with our index finger and fret the 7th fret, and you're going to keep it there, it doesn't move at all, so you might as well forget about that finger and just hold it there. And then you're going to tap with your index finger on the 12th fret. You're going to really tap it and pull down. So you tap, pull down and off, and so when you tap, you sound the 12th fret. When you pull off, it automatically sounds the 7th fret. The next thing is, after the 7th fret has been sounded, you're going to fret the 8th fret with the middle finger, and then pull off to the 7th fret. So it's like this. Okay. And you want to make sure that you make it strong, because tapping can be very noisy anyways. So you do that, 12th, 7th, 8th, 7th, and then you tap again on the 12th fret, 7th, and then you fret with the pinky, you slam on the 11th fret, and then pull off to the 7th fret. So. Something like that. So that's basically it for that. It's a very simple exercise. Definitely, if this is hard for you to understand, definitely review the tablature, which is at guitareagles.blogspot.com. Another thing that you should take into account is, especially if you've just started playing guitar, in terms of the fretting hand, when you are fretting the notes, a lot of times you'll get a lot of buzz because it's new to you and you're still in the process of developing the callus that's on your fingers, which can be quite painful. And a lot of guitarists who are new to playing will have issues with fretting. They'll get a lot of buzz, or it just doesn't produce such a clear note. The reason for this is it all has to do with where within the fret wire, between the fret wire on the actual fret, that you're fretting the note. It really does make a difference. And if you watched more advanced players, you'll notice that their finger will be way up, almost on top of the fret wire. It's just right below it. The reason for this is it's kind of a natural process of evolution, because when they start incorporating the pinky, they have to do these incredible stretches, which means that all the other fingers, especially the index finger, are forced to be pulled up right below the fret wire, which is a good thing because that's where you get your best sound. So the same applies for the tapping finger, whatever finger you're using to tap with. And it's hard for me to explain because this is something that you'll figure out on your own, but it's something to keep in mind, is that you can definitely produce a better sounding note, and depending on where you actually tap within the fret. You don't want to tap back here. I would suggest tapping right up against the fret wire, just like when you fret it down here. So there's a lot of little things to think about, but you'll figure it out as you start doing this yourself about what produces the most clarity. One thing about this exercise is that when you come to the pinky, really slam it on there. And you could slam it directly on like that with the tip of the pinky. What I find works best, you'll notice that at the joint it bends like that. I hammer it on like that, almost like it's barring it. So that really helps. So that's it. So work on this and have a blast.